If you grew up in the 1980s, there are some things you never forget. Not because they were big or fancy, but because they were the small things, the ordinary things, that shaped your world, your childhood, and the person you became. Let's go back. Back to the days of neon colors, Saturday cartoons, cassette tapes, and summer nights that felt endless. Here are 20 things you never forget if you grew up in the 1980s. Number 1. Saturday morning cartoons. If you were an 80s kid, Saturday morning wasn't just another day. It was the day. You'd wake up before your parents, grab a bowl of sugary cereal, plop onto the floor, and stare at the TV, waiting for that magical lineup. He-Man, the Smurfs, G.I. Joe, Thundercats, Transformers. Each show felt like stepping into another world. And the best part? If you missed an episode, that was it. No reruns, no streaming. You waited a whole week. But the joy, the anticipation, the ritual, that's what made it so unforgettable. Number 2, the Walkman. There was something magical about the Sony Walkman. The click of the cassette door, the soft hiss of the tape, the foam-covered headphones that leaked sound no matter how low the volume was. The Walkman didn't just play music, it made you feel like the main character of your own life. Walking to school, riding the bus, sitting alone in your room, rewinding your favorite song with a pencil stuck in the cassette wheel. It wasn't just music, it was freedom. Number 3, arcades. The arcade wasn't a place, it was an energy. The flashing lights, the sound of coins dropping, the chorus of 8-bit explosions and electronic beeps. Kids gathered around machines like Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, and Galaga, waiting for their turn, cheering each other on. Beating a high score wasn't just an achievement, it was bragging rights, a badge of honor, a story you'd tell for days. Nothing today feels quite like walking into an 80s arcade with a pocket full of quarters, ready to conquer the world. Number 4, VHS movie nights. Friday nights meant only one thing: Blockbuster, or whatever your local video store was called. The smell of popcorn at the counter, the drama of choosing the perfect VHS, the disappointment if the last copy was already rented out, and the rule we all ignored: please be kind, rewind. Watching a movie wasn't as simple as clicking play. It was a whole ritual, and somehow that made it special. Number 5, cassette tapes and mixtapes. Mixtapes weren't just playlists, they were personal. You waited by the radio, finger hovering over the record button. You prayed the DJ wouldn't talk over the intro. You crafted the perfect order, song by song, either for yourself or for someone you liked. A mixtape was effort, emotion, time. A small masterpiece captured inside a plastic rectangle. And you never forget the feeling of flipping the tape to side B. Number 6, trapper keepers. Going to school in the 80s meant one thing: you needed a trapper keeper. Bright neon patterns, Velcro that ripped open with the loudest sound in the world, folders for every subject, little pockets for pencils, stickers, and notes you passed in class. Opening a trapper keeper felt like opening a treasure chest. Every kid wanted one. Every kid needed one. It was the ultimate status symbol in the school hallway. Number 7, the Atari 2600. Before Nintendo, before PlayStation, before Xbox, there was Atari. Simple graphics, one-button controllers, and games like Pong, Frogger, and Space Invaders that could keep you busy for hours. Those blocky shapes didn't matter. Your imagination filled in the rest. You weren't controlling pixels, you were controlling the future. Atari didn't just introduce video games, it introduced a new way of thinking. Number 8, neon clothes. Neon wasn't a color, it was a statement. Bright pink, electric green, blinding yellow. Clothes that could probably be seen from outer space. From leg warmers to headbands, from tees to windbreakers, the 80s was unapologetically bold. You didn't wear neon to blend in, you wore it to stand out. Number 9, boomboxes. Every neighborhood had that one kid walking around with a giant boombox on their shoulder, music blasting, bass shaking the pavement. Everyone feeling like they were in their own music video. Boomboxes made gatherings happen. A driveway, a street corner, a park. Wherever the music went, the people followed. Number 10. Cabbage Patch Kids. You never forget the craze, the crowds, the long lines, the parents wrestling each other in toy aisles just to grab one of these chubby-cheeked dolls. Each had a name, a birth certificate, a personality. For many kids, this wasn't just a toy. It was their first baby. And the memories are still priceless. Number 11. Scratch and Sniff Stickers. Collecting scratch and sniff stickers was serious business. Pizza, watermelon, popcorn, root beer. Every sticker had a scent, and your sticker book was basically a scented treasure map. Trading them with friends was like negotiating international peace treaties. These tiny pieces of scented paper somehow became one of the most joyful parts of childhood. Number 12. Polaroid cameras. Long before phones, selfies, and instant filters, you had Polaroids. You clicked the shutter, the camera spat out a blank square. You shook it, even though you weren't supposed to, and waited for the image to magically appear. Every photo was a surprise. Every snapshot felt like a tiny miracle. You never forget that excitement. Number 13. The mall. The mall wasn't just a shopping center. It was the heart of life. Arcades, food courts, clothing stores, music shops, all under one roof. You hung out with friends, walked in circles for hours, browsed cassette aisles, tried on sunglasses you couldn't afford, and felt like you belonged. The mall was freedom, a place where every kid felt grown up. Number 14. Crimped hair and big hair. Hair in the 80s didn't just exist, it took over the room. Hairspray cans everywhere, crimpers heating up, teasing combs going to war. The bigger the hair, the better. It was bold, it was wild, and it was unforgettable. Number 15. Choose your own adventure books. Before video games gave you choices, books did. You weren't just reading stories, you were living them. Every decision felt dramatic. Go left? Turn to page 18. Go right? Turn to page 42, and possibly die. These books turned kids into explorers, detectives, and adventurers. The thrill of choosing your fate was unmatched. Number 16. The Oregon Trail School computer class meant one thing: trying not to die of dysentery. The Oregon Trail wasn't just a game, it was a journey. You hunted pixelated animals, you crossed rivers, you lost half your group along the way. It was brutal, it was addictive, and it was one of the greatest computer memories of the decade. Number 17. Hacky sacks and koosh balls. Recess wasn't complete without a hacky sack circle. Everyone trying to keep it in the air. Everyone pretending to be a pro. Everyone failing spectacularly. And koosh balls, those squishy, rubbery balls you'd toss, squeeze, or fidget with, became the ultimate little stress reliever. Simple toys, endless fun. Number 18. Troll dolls. Wild hair, goofy faces, every color in the rainbow. Troll dolls were strange, and yet completely irresistible. Kids carried them in backpacks, displayed them on shelves, believed they brought luck before tests. You never forget the feel of that fuzzy neon hair. Number 19. Slap bracelets. Few things were as exciting as a slap bracelet. Straight metal covered in bright fabric. You slapped it on your wrist, and it curled around instantly. Schools banned them. Kids loved them even more. One slap, and you felt cooler than anyone. Number 20. Bubble tape. 6 feet of bubble gum. For you, not them. Bubble tape was the coolest gum ever invented. You pulled out long strips until the entire roll practically disappeared. You chewed massive chunks that probably weren't safe. You shared, or you didn't. It was sweet. It was excessive. It was the perfect ending to an 80s childhood. If you grew up in the 1980s, you didn't just watch life happen. You felt it. You lived in a world that was simpler, louder, slower, and somehow brighter. A world of imagination, a world of risk and freedom, a world of friendships and memories that still sit quietly in your heart. Because growing up in the 80s wasn't about the things we had, but the moments we lived. If even one of these memories made you smile today, you're officially part of the 80s Club. Thanks for watching. And if you want more nostalgic journeys like this, make sure to subscribe. The past is waiting.